So whether it's cross-legged or even, if your hips are feeling really tight, legs out to the front would be fine too. And then just sort of wiggle in. Allow yourself to arrive. Begin to close down your eyes. And give yourself permission to just kind of turn off that outside world. Just sort of put it in the background. Allowing yourself to turn inward. Bringing your attention to your inner environment. Beginning to notice your physical body. Perhaps scanning from your head down, just noticing how it feels in this moment, without judgment. Looking maybe for places of tension, places that maybe feel pretty good in this moment. Moving down your body, observing. Deeper, lower down through the body, making your way all the way to your feet. And then feeling that connection between your body and the earth. Feeling all the places where you are touching the ground. Just allow yourself to be heavy here. Anchoring yourself, rooting down. Imagine planting this little seed deep within the earth's core. Watch as it grows roots. Deeper and deeper into the earth. To feel that tiny little seed grow, sending up tiny little shoots, feeling that energy right at the base of your spine. Feels like pure love energy from Mother Earth. These shoots are sprouting up all around you. Feeling the sun beating on your skin. Feeling completely cared for. The earth, the universe, sun and moon. Allow that energy of love to travel up the spine, right into your heart space. Feel that energy cocoon around your heart, seeping in any tiny little cracks. Just notice how this feels. Notice any emotions that might be popping up. Or perhaps with greater conscious awareness, you become more clear on maybe some emotions you have pushed away, that maybe you have hidden, that maybe you have resisted for whatever reason. I invite you to just open your heart, to allow those emotions to breathe here on your mat, this safe, sacred space. Placing a hand over your heart. Begin to ask your heart what it needs tonight in your practice. Thinking of an intention or perhaps even an affirmation or a mantra. Simply be, I am love. Or tonight I choose self-care. Whatever this looks like for you, just repeating it a few times. Begin to notice your breath. Feel your chest expand beneath that hand as you breathe in. Beginning to invite length to those inhales, filling up more lung space. Maybe even lifting those shoulders as you fill the upper lungs as well. And then finding that sweet release, allowing your shoulders to soften. Essence of those growing sprouts all around you. Feeling calm and tranquil as you exhale. One more deep breath here. Maybe even placing a hand on your belly. Seeing if you can move that breath deeper inside your body. Perhaps finding a little pause between your inhale and exhale. actually just one more time. Big inhale. Big release. Good. And then just simply slide your arms across your body, giving yourself a big hug here. Allowing these arms to show you compassion, forgiveness, and the purest unconditional love. Gently release your hands, and perhaps even open your eyes a little, or keeping them low to the ground. Just take that back foot and pop it up front if you're sitting cross-legged. And then hands can rest back on your lap, and we'll just drop our chin down towards our chest. Still having that nice tall spine, and then simply finding a bit of a neck stretch here. We'll roll our right ear to our right shoulder, and softening our left shoulder down. Feeling a stretch along this left side of the neck. You might even drop your hand down to your mat. Good, and then chin drops back to your chest. And left ear will roll to your left shoulder. Soften the right one down. Perhaps even drop that right hand. Good, and then release chin to chest. And we'll take 2 big circles here, continuing to draw a circle with our chin, taking it all the way up towards the sky and around. Moving slow. One more time. Take it around. Good. And as you come back down, chin to chest, just go the opposite direction. 2 full circles. Last one. And then we'll find a neutral spine. So grab that strap or belt or towel or whatever it is that you have handy. We're going to move into just our cow facing arms. So let's go ahead and pop that strap up into our right hand. And then take that strap up towards the sky. Slip the strap behind the back, and then reach back with that left hand and start to just cinch the strap together. So allowing that right elbow to come up towards the sky, and just try not to pull on the neck. See if you can keep a nice tall spine here. And we'll just wait for that opening, feeling a nice stretch in the tricep muscle. And if you don't have a strap, you can always just simply do a tricep stretch where you're pulling on that right elbow towards the back wall. So just waiting for a bit of opening, and then once you have it, you might start to cinch that strap a little bit closer together, bringing your hands a little closer, and you might even find a bit of a bind there. You might be able to reach your fingertips together. Not to worry if you can't. You might notice one side is a lot more open and flexible than the other. That's normal. So taking 2 more long, deep breaths here. And then release your grip. And then we'll go ahead and take that strap in our left hand. Take it up towards the sky and then simply slide the strap down the middle of your back. And we'll reach for it this time with the right hand. So again, just cinching the strap closer and closer between your hands. Again, keeping that nice tall spine, some length in your neck. Targeting that fascia of your tricep, then up into the posterior shoulder. Good. 2 more deep breaths, maybe cinching a little bit more. After that last exhale, we'll gently release, setting that strap off to the side. And then we'll roll it over into a tabletop position. So aligning our shoulders above our wrists. Knees are beneath our hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked here. And we'll just move through a few cat-cows. So sinking that navel down as we inhale, and gently lifting our chin and tailbone. And then rounding that spine, taking that heart space up to the sky, tucking our chin and tailbone as we exhale. Just finding your own movement here with your own breath. I encourage you to even soften your eyes or maybe even close them here. Focus on your inner being, aligning your mind, your breath, your heart space, your body. Yoga is all about uniting, realigning this connection with ourselves and the universe. Feel free to pause anywhere to get a little extra bit of stretch if it feels good. Let's do 2 more breath cycles. Last one. Good. And then finding a neutral spine. We're going stretch out our wrists and forearms. So let's just take our right hand, flip it over so the back of our hand is on our mat. Fingers are pointing towards our right knee. We'll spread the fingers wide apart and then just gently sink our hips back and just come as far as feels comfortable. So shouldn't feel painful. Should feel like a nice stretch along the back of the arm, the forearm. You might notice softening. Just continue to work that edge, maybe sinking back a little bit further. The last breath here. And then shift it back forward, flip that hand back over. And switch sides. Left flips, so the palm's facing you. Keep that elbow straight. And then exhale, just shift back. So those fingers are nice and wide, feeling that stretch in the wrist and the back of the forearm. Again, just going as far as you can before pain. Use your breath to send to those tight places. And as you soften, sink back. Good, last breath here. Good, and then flip that wrist back over. We'll take our knees wide apart, big toes together, and then just gently sink our hips down and back. Before we settle into our more restorative child's, we'll stretch that upper back by reaching out, extending our hands as far away from our body as we can as we sink our hips down. And even maybe keep those elbows lifted here. Engaging that upper back. And finding a nice stretch here along the front of the body and the sides even, if you're engaging those scapular muscles. And drop your forehead towards the mat. Inhale, we'll gently walk the hands all the way over to the left side of our mat. We'll sink our left glute towards our left heel. We should feel some expansion along the right side of our rib cage. So as you breathe in, just feel those muscles expand. Last big inhale here. And after you exhale, we'll simply walk our hands all the way over to the right side of our mat. And sink our right glute to our right heel. And feel that expansion between the ribs on the left side now. Last big breath. Next inhale, we'll walk back back through center. And then just simply walk the hands back towards your knees, keeping your chin tucked here, just moving up kind of 1 or 2 vertebrae at a time. And then rolling the shoulders up towards your ears, and then rolling them down and back. Good. And then we'll slip into our more restorative child's pose, kind of our first yin posture. I encourage you to use either a bolster or some pillows. So we'll be here for probably 4 or 5 minutes. So you can keep your knees fairly wide apart if you like, and that bolster or pillow should just kind of line up at the top of the knees there. And then continuing to find length in your spine, we'll start to hinge forward at the hips, allowing the body to release down to that bolster. Now, if those pillows feel way too low, you can use some books or a block or something. Even your hands would work to help just pull that bolster up towards your body. Whatever works here. As you settle in, try to relax your neck and shoulders. There shouldn't be any extra tension there. And then simply close down your eyes. Return your focus to your breath. And allow that intention to saturate your being. If you find your mind is wandering, just continue to bring it back to your breath. Another 3 long, deep breaths here. Last one. Good, and on your next inhale, we'll just gently push our hands into the mat, picking up that torso. We can simply set that bolster off to the side. And shift ourselves back up into a tabletop position. We're going to open the hips here a little bit. So we'll step our right foot to the front of our mat, bringing our knee to a 90 degrees so that the knee doesn't come past the ankle. If it does, just walk that foot forward a little bit. And we're just going to shift our weight into that right foot. And maybe even sliding that back knee back a little bit past that 90 degrees so that we can target the left hip flexors. Now, if this is feeling like a lot of tension and pressure in the knee, you can always double up your mat or pop even a pillow underneath that left knee. For a deeper opening, you can squeeze that left glute. You'll feel the front side of the hips start to open a little further. So just, again, waiting for that softening, so that you might be able to sink down and find that second edge. Continuing to target the fascia around that hip joint. Remembering to breathe nice and deep here. Last breath here. Good, and then we'll just shift back for a moment. Maybe even point those right toes up towards the sky, getting a little hamstring stretch here. And then we're going to move into lizard pose, not everybody's favorite, but very beneficial for our hips. So for this one, we'll take our right hand, pop it on the inside of that right foot, and then you might just heel toe the foot over to the long edge of your mat. And your knee should be pointing in the same direction as your toes. So if your knee is sort of falling out, then your toes should be falling out as well. So taking it as wide as you need, and then just simply planting your hands into the mat space. Staying up as high as you need to. And if this feels too low, you might even grab a block or something to help yourself come up a little bit higher. Just working with your body and where it's at. And again, for this one, there might be a bit of pressure in that back knee. You can try tucking the toes if that helps. And again, use your breath. Send it to those intense feelings. And wait for that softening. You might even notice that you can sink down a little bit further. Perhaps onto your elbows. No worries if you can't, just breathe where you're at. Two more long, deep breaths. the floor if you haven't done so already. And just walk ourselves back so that we can step the right foot back and come into that tabletop position. And then from here, we'll step that left foot forward. Again, just finding a low lunge position, so making sure our knee is stacked above the ankle. And slide that knee back as far as feels comfortable. Finding length in your spine here as you just start to open that left hip flexor. And just lean in here. Find that first edge, use your breath, maybe even close your eyes. So 2 more deep breaths here, maybe sinking even deeper. And then before we slip into lizard, let's just shift our weight back into that right knee. Point those left toes just for 1 breath. Feel that opening in the hamstring. Good, and then shift that weight back forward. We'll try lizard on that left side. So again, just pop that left hand on the inside of that left foot, walk it out maybe a few times. And if the knee is pointing outwards, then your toes should be pointing outwards as well. And then just start to sink in here. Again, staying up on the hands here if you like. Feeling that deep hip opening. Use your breath to settle. Don't abandon yourself here. If things feel painful, just step it back a little. Ease back. As things soften, you might be able to lower yourself down. Just working with wherever you're at. Last 2 breaths here. And if you're down on your elbows, we'll just plant those hands into your mat. And then step that foot back, coming into your tabletop again. And we'll just shift our hips from side to side here. Noticing how they feel after opening. Just taking this time to check in with our emotions. Knowing that we often store emotions in our hips, so as we open, can feel a bit emotional, and that's totally normal. Just allow yourself to feel. Good. And then we'll do a low or kind of a modified thread the needle. So you might take your knees a little bit wider apart here again. And then sink your hips down towards your heels, kind of like a child's pose. And then we're going to take that right arm, thread it under the body, and drop our right shoulder and right temple towards the mat. That bum will probably lift here towards the sky. And that's okay. We want to be feeling this in our right shoulder blade. Probably even our right deltoid. Can you close your eyes here and just feel this deep stretch? Last 2 long, deep breaths. Next inhale, we'll lift that torso upright, just enough to be able to then thread that left arm underneath the torso and drop our left shoulder and temple down towards our mat. Again, this is a pretty restorative style, so just targeting the fascia around your left shoulder. Sinking here. Last 2 big breaths. And next inhale, we'll come back to a tabletop. And then we'll just simply roll over to one hip and send our feet out to the front of our mat. And we'll use our bolster for this next posture. We'll come to a wide-legged forward fold. So legs can spread nice and wide apart, as far apart as is comfortable. And then keeping a softening behind the back of the knees while keeping your toes flexed towards the sky. And we'll just kind of make sure that fleshy bit beneath our seat bones is moved out of the way so that we're really making contact with our seat bones on our mat. Now, 2 kind of different ways of doing this posture. You can put your pillow or bolster up and just hug it into the body like this as you hinge forward. Or you can keep the bolster or pillows flat on your mat. But either way, just keeping length in your spine and let the hinging forward happen from your hips. So coming down as far as feels comfortable. And for this one, if you're down just like this on your bolster, you can get a little bit of like a release in your brow here. If you take your thumbs and just place them on the inner edge of your brow. So kind of at the top portion of your nasal bridge, just kind of tucking your thumbs into that tiny little crease there. And then allowing your head to just sink here towards your hands. Maybe it's too intense for you. You might slide your thumbs out kind of towards mid-brow. That might feel better for you. Or you might even bring your thumbs to your temples. Just kind of getting this extra little bit of attention towards your face. Feeling that big, deep stretch in your inner groin and your hamstrings. So lots happening in this pose. I encourage you to close down your eyes if you haven't and just bring your focus back to your breath. Feeling like a lot of pressure there on your thumbs or where your thumbs are pressing in, just slide them out along that brow line to where it feels good again. Maybe you felt a lot of softening there in your hips. You might even be able to allow yourself deeper into this posture. And just noticing if you have this urge to roll your toes inwards or soften that flexion in your foot. Just keep the flexion there to protect your knee joint and to further target that fascia at the back of the legs and the inner groin. Let's take about 3 more long, deep breaths here where you are. Maybe coming back to your intention or mantra. Gently bring our torsos upright, finding length again in our spine. We can set our pillows or bolsters off to the side there. And we'll just gently grab behind the backs of the knees and pull our legs in towards center. Just keeping a bit of a bend there. Find a gentle rocking back and forth. And then we'll roll back onto our backs. If you want a little bit of a back bend here in your lower back, you can actually lay right on your bolster. So pulling, or your pillows or whatever, pulling them in towards your lower back, but then making sure you have your strap handy, or your belt, or whatever you have here. So again, holding those pillows or bolsters where it is, and then allowing yourself to roll down here. And if this is feeling like too much on your lower back, you can always just lay flat on your mat as well. So we're going to just target our hamstrings a little bit here. So option 2, keep that left knee bent or extended out on the mat. We're going to take our right foot up towards the sky, bend the knee enough to hook the strap right over top of the arch. And then you will start to grab either side of the belt or strap, either hand, and just start to encourage those toes up towards our forehead. So you might want to play with where that left leg lands, whether it's bent or extended. And keeping pretty good tension on that strap while keeping some softness behind that right knee. And if you don't have any strap or belt, you can always just interlace those fingers along that hamstring, keeping your knee fairly straight, and encourage those toes up towards your forehead as well. So either works. Again, closing your eyes if you haven't already. Taking those long, deep breaths, pulling them in as deep as you can. The last 2 big deep breaths here. Gently releasing. You might pop that strap off. We're going to take our left hand, pop it over to that right knee, and just simply bring it across the body while reaching that right arm out to the side, making a T shape. So it might not be a very big twist here if you're on your bolster, or it might be awkward. You might even roll right off of it. Just finding that little bit of twist in the mid body. Maybe even targeting the right glute. And you might turn your gaze over that right shoulder. Feels good, you could even bend your right knee, coming into more of a 2-knee twist. we'll come back through center and extend that right leg either out on the mat or keeping it bent. Move over to that left side now. So taking that strap, hooking it over the left foot, kind of along the arch. You might even wrap your hands once or twice with the strap or belt. Either way, just keeping a good grip on it and starting to pull those toes towards your forehead, keeping a bit of softness behind the knee. And if things start to lock up, just take a greater bend in the knee or take your foot a little bit higher up towards the sky. Use your breath, send it to the intense places. Breathe through it. One more big deep breath. And then we'll simply soften, taking that strap off to the side. Right hand now will grab the left knee, pull it across the body. Left hand reaches out into that T, and our gaze will come over our left shoulder. So again, option to do both knees or just one knee. Feeling that twist about mid-back, kind of at our chi point. Close your eyes, follow your breath. Next inhale, come back to center. And then we'll just begin to set ourselves up for that final resting pose, Shavasana. So I encourage you to make use of your props. You might even put on a sweater, grab a blanket to cover yourself up. We'll be here for about 10 minutes or so. Now, if that doesn't feel like quite enough time, you can go ahead and just pause the video or mute me and take as much time as you need here. There's no, urgency or reason to come up if you want to rest. So settling yourself in, the bolster might feel nice under your knees. And just start to scan your body from your feet, consciously relaxing all parts of yourself. So maybe allowing your feet to splay open to the sides. Relax your lower legs, your knees. Soften your thighs and your hips. Release any work being done in your torso and back. Maybe tuck those shoulder blades a little deeper under your back, opening the front side of your chest. And maybe turning your palms up towards the universe. find a bit of length in the back of your neck, slight tuck of your chin. Soften your brow here. Allow your whole body to surrender here on your mat. Feeling at ease. Feeling safe and peaceful. Now just allow yourself to let go. Follow your breath in and out of your body. So enjoy this time. breath again. Feel your back ribs push into the earth as you inhale. Feel your chest fall down towards the earth as you exhale. Find in your mind's eye that tiny little seed we planted at the beginning of class. Little sprouts that were shooting up around you. Imagine yourself now laying in a bed of wildflowers growing up all around you, surrounded by Mother Earth's pure beauty. The essence of life all around you. Like that tiny seed, you too can grow through the mud and dirt and sprout up like a beautiful flower. Transformation, chrysalis. I invite you to come back to your intention or mantra. Just thank it for guiding you tonight, or during this practice, I should say. Notice how your heart has become whole again, because you simply asked it what it needed. Allowed your heart to guide, to show you the way. Taking some cleansing breaths here, so drawing in through your nose, filling up your lungs to the very edges. Gently parting your lips and sighing it out. One more time, big inhale. Big release. And when you feel ready, if you feel ready, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe even circle your wrists and ankles. And taking each movement nice and slow and mindful. And then reaching your arms once again across your body, giving yourself a full big hug here. Cocooning yourself amongst the wildflowers. Pure joy. Unconditional love. Good. And then simply bending your knees a can roll to one side. And popping over for a breath or two into your fetal position. Thanking yourself for devoting this time to your own self-care. Knowing that as you fill up your cup, you are then able to tend to those you love around you. An option again to just stay here in your child's pose fetal pose for as long as you like. But if you are ready for life again, you can simply roll yourself back up in a seated position. Simply bring your hands to heart center in prayer, bowing your chin to your own heart. In yoga, we have this saying that simply means the light and dark in me sees and honors the light and dark in you. Thank you for joining me